Whether you're traveling home for the holidays to see family or starting a new tradition somewhere else, you may want to make sure you get there safely. That's important.
Absolutely. And Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Audrey Russo, you never know what she's up to. She could not wait to make even more graphics in our traffic system. So, Audrey, what's the advice from the experts at this point?
Well, honestly, the advice from the experts, first and foremost, when it comes to the holiday travel this year, 113 million people are expected to go out on the roadways. And 90% of them, we mentioned this yesterday, but in case you missed it, 90% of them are expected to go out on the roads. Everybody else, maybe they're taking the train, they're taking a bus, but for the most part, 90% of people are going to be out on the roads. So if you're heading out on the roads, we know Scott's been tracking that insane storm that's supposed to come around this area and really across the country. You want to make sure that you are driving safely. And so AAA recommends that you have an emergency kit. They recommend that you put a cell phone charger, a warm coat, a blanket in there, and also some water and snacks on the off chance you go off the road and you've got to wait a little while for a tow truck. You want to make sure that you've got some of those essentials in there. They also recommend that you have an emergency kit with cat litter for traction in case you need to get out of an icy spot, some jumper cables, of course, in case your battery dies if you're going to an area where there's supposed to be some of that bitter cold, and of course flashlight, first aid kit, all of those things you want to have. Now I want to give you guys a look at Bradley International Airport. Here we're out live. For the people who are expected to be taking a plane, there have been some issues. The Connecticut Attorney General says that since the pandemic, his office has received nearly 300 complaints against the airlines. He's joined some other AGs from around the country to fight back.
Number one, prohibiting them from selling flights for which they know they will not have staff. Number two is making sure that they don't upsell people and cancel a cheaper flight to make you buy a more expensive flight. Providing refunds to people when they could have foreseen that there was going to be a problem.
Now, if you do plan to fly, you want to make sure that you're checking with your air carrier before you leave the house. You always want to make sure you're getting to the airport early. AAA actually is saying that the number of people expected to fly will come close to pre-pandemic levels. So even though more people are really going to be taking the roads, there are a lot of people who are expected to take to the airways as well. All right, I'll send it back to you guys.